The National Mall, A Walk Through America's Past and Present by David Meissner. Introduction. In case you were wondering, the National Mall is not a shopping mall. It is a wide, grassy park lined with trees, walking paths, and museums. Most of the things you'll find along the National Mall are free, unless you decide to buy a hot dog or a souvenir. If you visit the National Mall, don't forget to bring sunscreen. Comfortable walking shoes are also a good idea. The mall is more than 2 miles long. It has more things than you can see in one day. Walking down the mall is like walking through American history. Many famous events have taken place here, and many of the things you'll see reflect America's past. If you start on the east end of the mall, you'll be standing on the steps of the U.S. Capitol. It is the building with the big white dome. From the Capitol, you will see the Washington Monument straight ahead. It's the tall white stone structure. If you start walking down the mall, you'll pass the Capitol reflecting pool. Then you cross a couple of streets. Soon you'll be walking down a gravel path lined with trees and park benches. To your right and left are museums. They are some of the best in the country. After about a mile of walking, you arrive at the Washington Monument. You lean your neck back and look up, straight up. The monument is taller than it seems. There is a line of tourists waiting to go to the top. They say there is an elevator on the inside of the monument. Yes, that would be pretty cool to go up, you think. So you stand in line. The elevator whisks you 50 stories up in just 60 seconds. You step into the observation room and peer out the windows. From 500 feet above the mall, you can see much of Washington, D.C. Looking back east, you see the big white Capitol dome. Looking to the north, you see the White House down below. To the west, you see the Lincoln Memorial. Just behind it is the Potomac River. And if you look to the south, you will see the Jefferson Memorial. Take a look at this map of the National Mall. See if you can find the Washington Monument. Notice how it stands almost exactly in the center of the 4 main landmarks. That precision is no accident. Today's National Mall is the result of more than 200 years of planning, debating, and building. Presidents, architects, builders, and politicians have worked hard to create this monumental capital city. People spend time at the National Mall for many different reasons. It is not just for tourists who want to visit monuments. Many locals use the mall as their city park. It is where they walk, jog, and picnic. In the summer, it is common to see people playing sports on the grass. Today, the mall is a fun place to visit. Whether you want to learn new things or just hang out, there is something for everyone. But the mall has not always been this relaxing. In 1814, British soldiers invaded the area. They set fire to both the White House and the Capitol. During the Civil War, wounded soldiers returned from battle. Many were hospitalized in buildings along the mall. Going back even further in time, this same piece of land didn't even used to be a city. It was forests, fields, and creeks. When Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, Washington, D.C. didn't even exist. So how did Washington become the nation's capital? And how did it become such a beautiful, monumental city? To answer these questions, let's take a quick trip back in time. In 1791, President George Washington rode his horse around a piece of land next to the Potomac River. With him was a French city planner named Pierre L'Enfant. Congress had given the president an important task. He was to choose the site where the new capital city would be built. Congress said the city would have to be in the shape of a square that measured 10 miles on each side. President Washington chose a piece of land at the confluence of the Potomac and Anacostia rivers. He asked L'Enfant to make a map of the land, but L'Enfant did much more than that. He sketched out a map for the entire city. L'Enfant envisioned a grandiose city with wide avenues and spacious views. He drew wide avenues radiating out from the Capitol. One of them, Pennsylvania Avenue, led directly to the president's house. Many of his ideas eventually became realities.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?